What if the greatest empire in history never collapsed? Imagine a world where Roman legions still marched across continents, where aqueducts and marble temples stood side by side with skyscrapers, where Latin wasn't a dead language, but the language of the internet. This isn't science fiction. This is the question. What if the Roman Empire never fell? Stay with us because the answer might completely change how you see the world today. Chapter 1. The Rise of Rome. To understand the what if, we need to revisit the what was. Rome started as a small city-state on the banks of the Tiber River. Through conquest, diplomacy, and sheer determination, it grew into the most powerful empire the world had ever seen. By the 2nd century AD, Rome controlled vast territories stretching from Britain to Egypt, from Spain to Mesopotamia. Over 60 million people lived under its rule. Roman roads connected thousands of miles, aqueducts carried fresh water to cities, and Roman law became the foundation of modern legal systems. In many ways, Rome was civilization. Chapter 2. The Fall of the West. But as we know, the empire did not last forever. Corruption, economic troubles, military overstretch, and invasions from Germanic tribes slowly weakened the empire. In 476 AD, the last Roman emperor of the West was deposed. Historians call it the fall of Rome. The eastern half, Byzantium, survived for another 1,000 years, but the Western Roman Empire was gone. The world entered what many call the Dark Ages. But here's the question. What if that collapse never happened? Chapter 3, Scenario 1. The Eternal Empire. If Rome had endured, we might be living in a completely different civilization today. Technology. Roman engineering was centuries ahead of its time. Imagine if they had continued innovating without interruption. Could steam engines, electricity, or even flight have been discovered in the year 1000 instead of the 1800s? Humanity might have reached the moon 1,000 years earlier. Language. Latin would never have splintered into French, Spanish, Italian, or Portuguese. Instead, a unified global lingua latina might be the language of trade, science, and the internet. Religion. Christianity rose within the Roman Empire. But if Rome had maintained full stability, pagan traditions might have coexisted longer, creating a very different spiritual landscape. Politics. Instead of modern nation-states like France, Germany, or Spain, we might have a single unified superstate, the Roman Empire of today, stretching across Europe, North Africa, and parts of the Middle East. Chapter 4. Scenario 2. The Dark Side of Eternal Rome. But let's be careful. A Roman Empire that never fell wouldn't automatically mean paradise. Rome was built on slavery. Would technology have advanced at all if cheap labor made innovation unnecessary? Rome was authoritarian. Emperors had absolute power. Would democracy and human rights ever have developed? Rome was expansionist. If it endured, might it have crushed other cultures instead of blending with them? An eternal Rome might look less like a futuristic utopia and more like a galactic empire straight out of Star Wars. Chapter 5. The Butterfly Effect. Think about the chain reaction. No fall of Rome means no feudal Middle Ages in Europe. Without the Middle Ages, no Renaissance revival, because ancient knowledge was never lost. Without the Renaissance, the Enlightenment, and the Industrial Revolution would have looked completely different. And without those, would the world we know, democracy, capitalism, global trade, even exist? The fall of Rome wasn't just an end, it was also a beginning. Chapter 6. Modern Day. Rome, in some ways, Rome never truly died. Our laws, governments, architecture, and even sports stadiums still carry Roman DNA. The US Capitol was designed like a Roman temple. The word Senate comes directly from Rome. Every time you drive on a road, you're following a Roman idea. The Roman Empire collapsed, but its shadow still rules the modern world. So what if the Roman Empire never fell? Maybe we'd already have colonies on Mars. Or maybe we'd still be ruled by emperors. Perhaps Rome's fall was both the greatest tragedy and the greatest opportunity in history. The empire's gone, but Rome is eternal. What do you think? Would you want to live in a world where Rome never collapsed? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey into alternate history, don't forget to subscribe, because next time we're asking, what if the Library of Alexandria had never burned?